Last game.
All right, the Catamounts in their home whites will be going left to right in your radio dial. And Northeastern with Blondeau jumping to center, right to left. The ball is up in the air, tipped around, and taken by the Catamounts. TJ Sorrentine will come up. Man-for-man defense to start by Northeastern. Big crowd looking on again. Pass right to Andre Anderson. Goes right of the lane, looks inside, kicks it out to Coppenrath. Bobbled momentarily. Good hands. He picks it up. Sends it right to Sorrentine with a three, and he bangs it in. So the Catamounts off and running with a three by TJ Sorrentine. Catamounts will play it man for man. To the left sideline, Bain. He's the playmaker on this team. Sends it right now to Davis. Davis drives right of the lane, goes fake lane, lofts it up, misses everything, but the putback is right there by number 4, West.
Northeastern pushing the defense up the floor.
Against pressure, Grant Anderson comes up over the 10-second line, picks up the dribble, tries to send it into Gaines. The ball is intercepted. Driving layup is up and missed. Missed in there by West. And the Catamounts rebound. A break for the Cats. Sorrentine with a three again. He bangs it in again. Sometime a guy has a feel for the basket.
That's right. He has a feel, and he struggled against them the last time. 0 for 6 from 3 down at Northeastern on January 7th.
Up high with the ball is West. Goes to the right. A fadeaway shot is up and good by Cranford. So it's a 6-4 ball game in favor of Vermont. Pressure in backcourt. Ball is stolen by Bain. He goes around, pumps up on the run, and banks it in. So there's the turnover, and it's a tie. 6-6 ball game against pressure in backcourt. Coppenrath dribbling. Reverses left, and he's going to get hit and fouled in there by, who is it? Blondeau. First personal foul of the ball game.
What's I'm sure concerned for the Vermont coaching staff. After Northeastern scores a field goal, Tony, they're going to put a lot of pressure on the inbounder and double team up on the ball. Vermont didn't look like they were ready for it on 2 occasions, and I'm sure they've worked hard against this, but they just didn't react to it thus far this evening.
David Hain is in, and Grant Anderson is out for the moment. Andre Anderson, right to Coppenrath, goes to the baseline, is checked into Trevor Gaines, underneath, laid up and in by David Hain. What a pretty play.
Great play by Trevor, making an extra pass for a very high percentage shot by Hain.
And Vermont now leads it 8-6. 17:35 left to play in the first half. A drive, they feed it underneath badly, but it's rescued in there by Davis. Huskies to the right sideline. Cranford with a long shot, no good. Taylor has the ball, but it's knocked out of his hands. It's given off to Northeastern.
Now Vermont's got to be ready. Any dead ball situations.
No, it's given off to Vermont. I'm sorry.
Any dead ball situations, they're going to put the pressure up the floor again.
David Hain trying to inbound. He has to call the timeout. Couldn't get the ball in, Walter.
Yeah, it's something we probably should have talked about at the top of the show, and we did talk about taking care of the basketball, but organization...
On your Lang Associates scoreboard with 17:26 left to play in the first half, it's Vermont 8 and Northeastern 6, and again, full court pressure trying to deny the ball. In backcourt is Andre Anderson. He moves it up over the 10-second line, drives left to the lane, stops, kicks it outside. Sorrentine with another three. 3 for 3 with 3 threes. 9 of the 11 points belong to Sorrentine. Catamounts lead at 11-6. In the right-hand corner where the ball is Cranford. Comes outside now to West. They reverse left. Bain will stop and pop, and that's not going to go. And a rebound goes to David Hain. Over to Sorrentine, who runs it into forecourt. Andre Anderson, baseline, pumps up. No good. Trevor Gaines with a rebound in the lane. Tries to go back door. The ball is stolen away. Here comes Northeastern with the ball. Cranford gives it off left, and it is a three fired up and in by Davis.
Vermont with 3 point guards on the floor to take care of some of this pressure up the floor.
TJ Sorrentine with the ball. Left of the lane, backs off, and what are they going to call here?
Well, they're going to try to run TJ off the threes right now, really get up underneath him, making sure he puts it on the floor. That time going to the basket, he got the hand check.
It goes against Gene Bain. That's the second foul of the half against Northeastern. Vermont is yet to foul. Vermont leads 11-9 in the early going. Way outside to Trevor Gaines. Gaines deep. Tries to give to Sorrentine. The ball is stolen. Soloing is Walker. And he gets a jump ball, a hell ball. As Trevor Gaines caught up with him and got his hand on the ball, so they call it a jump ball.
Trevor Gaines very wisely got down to the defender, got his hands on the ball, wouldn't let him get it above the shoulders, Tony. And as a result, the jump ball situation shot the arrow in favor of Vermont. Oh, no.
Of Northeast.
Northeast, I'm sorry.
It'll be fed in from the baseline by Aaron Davis. 16-15, the time remaining in the first half. Vermont by 2, 11-9. In the right-hand corner, Bain. In low. Turn around, and it's going to be a foul, I think, on Coppenrath.
Coppenrath over the back.
That's the first one against Taylor, first one against Vermont. Ball will be inbounded by Northeastern again, a new shot clock. Holding it outside is Walker. He backs off toward the 10-second line. 4 minutes have been played. Vermont leads it 11-9. Walker driving left of the lane, kicks it outside. Long shot by Davis. No. Rebound, Andre Anderson. Anderson will run it into front court. Comes back to the key, goes left to David Hain. Hain holds the ball. Gets a big pick. They double team him. He gets the pass up in the corner to Anderson. Kicked outside to Hain. Hain back of the key against the man-for-man. Into Trevor Gaines. He will pop it up around, and no. Ball up in the air. And who gets it but Trevor Gaines against the trees. Lays it up and in. I think they're going to wave the basket off and call a foul. But, boy, he went up sky high and it brought this crowd to its feet. There's a timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this 1-minute break on the Bank North. Vermont, Catamounts.
Taking care of the basketball. Very uncharacteristic for Vermont. 4 turnovers in the first 4.5 minutes of this basketball game. So they just got to, as I mentioned earlier, Tony, organization against the press is very important.
Inbounded by the Cats. Coppenrath will go to the middle, knock the ball out of his hands, loses. Picked up by Hain. He fires no. Trevor Gaines has it, loses it. Comes out to Sorrentine. Another 3. That's not going to go. Trevor Gaines with the ball and loses it. It goes out of bounds. So the Catamounts had the ball 3 or 4 times there, Walter, but couldn't hang on.
Yeah, but you like the effort. You really like the idea that they're touching everything around their own rim. Once again, that's been a standard for this team, offensive rebounding.
Walker with the ball in front court will drive the lane and pop a block by Coppenrath. Catamounts come the other way. Andre Anderson dribbling down 3/4, goes all the way and lays it up. It won't go. Ball is loose. Picked up by Coppenrath. Kicked outside. Sorrentine, a couple of dribbles, backs up into Coppenrath. He wheels. He pumps up. He gets fouled.
That's good basketball. You like the way Vermont goes, get themselves a second opportunity. Kept the ball moving, Tony. Looking to get the ball down inside the Coppenrath. Great play.
Third team foul against the Huskies, and that one goes against Burke Bennett. And it's a shooting foul because Coppenrath took it right to the hoop.
Factor is Northeastern, once again, I mentioned against Binghamton, they put Binghamton on the line 36 times, and Coppenrath has a rare miss.
Yeah, against New Hampshire, it was 14 out of 15. That is a rare miss. Mike Goia comes in, and Andre Anderson sits it out. As Coppenrath out of West Barnett, Vermont, will go to the line now for the second free throw. Catamounts up by 2 in the early going. Second one is up. Bingo. Nothing but the bottom of the mesh. 1 for 2. Catamounts lead at 12-9.
Vermont putting the pressure on. Forced the turnover.
Goia steals, and Northeastern steals it right back again. Walker feeds it outside now to Bain. Bain holds the ball, sends it right to Davis. Davis trying to go, wheels, pumps up, misses. Ball is loose. It's rescued in there by Bain. Northeastern with a new clock. They kick it outside to Burke Bennett. Goes right now to Bain. He fires, and he hits the 3. Bain with a 3 and a 2. He's got 5 points. Ball game is tied up at 12-12 with 14-14 left to play. Sorrentine with the ball over the 10-second line. Man-for-man defense. Northeastern has some athleticism. There's no doubt about that. Goia with the ball. Out it goes to Hain. Hain outside to Sorrentine. Fires up. He hits again. 4 threes in a row by T.J. Sorrentine.
What you like about it, Tony, is that his teammates are looking for him out on the perimeter.
Vermont now leading by 3, 15-12 in low post. Turnaround is going to be banked up, no good. Rebound by the same guy, Londu. He goes up, no. Rebound, Trevor Gaines. Over to Sorrentine. Sorrentine red hot. And a timeout on the floor.
No, a technical.
A technical on the bench. Who was it on?
On the coach.
On the coach of Northeastern, Ron Eberhard.
Ron Eberhard, first-year coach from McNeese State.
He had a very successful team at McNeese State.
Oh, yeah.
Took him to several 20-victory seasons, but he yelled a little too much, maybe, and it's what you say, too. And now here comes Sorrentine to the line. He'll get a pair, and Vermont will have possession of the basketball. First one is up, bingo. 13 points by Sorrentine on 4 threes. A foul shot. The second one is up. Rack it up. Well, the Catamounts on the technical now go up by 4 points. Or make it 5, rather, 17-12. And the Catamounts get the basketball.
Get the ball back.
Into Sorrentine. Sorrentine being watched by Walker. Sorrentine left. Sends a pass right to Hain. Hain holds the ball high over his head, looking into Trevor Gaines. Feeds it up high to Coppenrath. Coppenrath, a couple of dribbles. Picks it up, looks inside, nothing there. Kicks it outside to Trevor Gaines. Out it goes to Goia. 13 on the shot clock. Goia gives it up. Left corner, Sorrentine. Sorrentine again! Unbelievable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threes.
That's his fifth.
And Vermont leads it now 20-12.
That one he got on his own, Tony, and there was all kinds of pressure. He had to put a little more loft on the ball to get it to the rim, but he found the bottom of the net.
Davis, inside it goes. Against Coppenrath, it's fired up. No good. The rebound is loose. Taken in there by Trevor Gaines. Over to Sorrentine. He is red hot. He goes right of the lane. The ball is knocked out of his hands and almost stolen away, but they can't keep it, so Vermont has possession.
The real irony here is the fact that on January 7th out in Northeastern, Sorrentine's 0 for 6 from 3, and I mentioned at the top of the show that he was struggling with the 3, and if they got that thing going, I think they'd be in good shape, but nobody thought he'd get 5 within 8 minutes.
He surprised Northeastern, no doubt about it. Trevor Gaines comes out of the ball game, and Corey McLaughlin comes in. Out it comes to Sorrentine, left of the lane. He's fouled in there, pressing too closely. Tim West draws his first.
Last year, Tony, last year, Sorrentine had 27 against Northeastern in this building.
Which was a career high.
He's heading in that direction again.
All right, David Hain into Sorrentine. Sorrentine dribbling, being watched in there by Walker. Behind the back dribble. In the corner it goes. Goia penetrating to the lane. Can't get through. Looks. Little backdoor cut to Sorrentine. He lays it up on the run and in.
That's what we're talking about. Top of the show. Playing without the basketball. A reverse cut. Goia finds him. An outstanding play against the pressure.
And Vermont now leads it by 10. 22-12. With 12 minutes left to play in the first half. Walker with it. Ball is stolen by David Hain. He's going to lay it up and in. David Hain with a steal and the solo. And a timeout is being called. And the place is going absolutely bananas. 11:52 left in the first half. Vermont up 24-12. We'll be back after this board here at the jam-packed Patrick Gymnasium. 11:52 left in the first half, and Vermont is on the run as they lead at 24-12.
To be exact, Tony, a 12-0 run. The score was 12-12 at the 14-minute mark.
Listen to the noise as Hancock comes in. He'll try to run the offense now. He'll fire up. It'll be no good. Ball loose. Hain with a rebound. And here come the Catamounts up by 12. That's right, Walter. It was 12-12. Here's Sorrentine backing off in forecourt. Circling to the right. They double-team him. Goes to Coppenrath. Coppenrath stops and pops. And they say a travel on Coppenrath.
Timeout.
we'll keep it right here and remind you on our Lang Associates scoreboard. Sorrentine with still 11:26 left in the first half, and he did it on the back of 5 3-pointers. They also had a 2 in there and 2 for 2 from the line. All right, Hancock with the ball circling to the right against the Vermont man-for-man defense. Comes up high with the ball now to Dunn, who's in the ball game. Goes over to Bain. Bain being watched by Goia. Bain starts down, stops, fires. No. Rebound is loose, and McLaughlin has it. He gives it off to Sorrentine.
Vermont doing a nice job on their defensive board as of late.
Sorrentine to Goia, left sideline. Goia dribbling around, ball knocked out of his hands. He picks up behind the back dribble, kicks it out. Sorrentine fires again. There's a 3 that doesn't go, and the crowd is expecting that one to go too. Quickly in forecourt with the ball is Bain. Bain pumping up from the lane, won't go. Rebound goes to Northeastern underneath. He pumps it up and in and plays it off the glass. Number 4, Tim West. 24-14 is the score. Vermont by 10. Still 10 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in the first half. Hain with the ball, right sideline. Hain dribbling, looking for somebody to give to. Drops it off in the corner to Sorrentine. Sorrentine out deep. They whip it to the left sideline to McLaughlin. Out to Sorrentine. Right. Goia will fire. Goia will hit the 3. So it's 3-ball here. 5 for Sorrentine, 1 for Goia. Catamounts lead it 27-14.
I'm surprised Goia, after all the success he's had with the 3, got a good look like that.
Goes in the right-hand corner. Bain has it. Bain, right of the lane. A move by West and a foul. Goes against Corey McLaughlin, number 1 against him. It's only the second team foul against the Catamounts as Trevor Gaines comes back in the ball game, and Taylor Coppenrath gets a rest. Trevor Gaines and Corey McLaughlin, the big men out there for the Catamounts. It'll be fed in by Northeastern underneath their offensive baseline. Penetration to the lane, dumped underneath, pumped up and in by number 4, Tim West. He has 3 buckets, 6 points.
Bain does a good job, Tony, getting inside the paint and finding people.
And Sorrentine gets a well-deserved rest as Andre Anderson is in the ball game. He's running the offense here. Holds it, looks back door, nothing there. Kicks it out deep now to Hain. Hain with the ball. Hain a couple of dribbles, sends it into the corner. There's Goya's 3. Yes. So Goia has 2 threes off the bench.
Vermont with 7 threes, 5 from Sorrentine, 2. And Tony, there's 8:59 left in the first half.
That's right. Hancock, right of the lane, dumps it in low. And a foul. They say somebody got number 4, West, from behind.
Once again, going back to that first game on January 7th, Goia 0 for 3 from the 3-point area. And thus far tonight, 2 for 2.
That foul win against Trevor Gaines, his first. Only the 3rd team foul of Vermont, 6 against the Northeastern Huskies. Huskies inbound the ball underneath their offensive basket. Goes in the corner, a long one by Davis is good. It's a 3-pointer for Davis. He has 2 threes.
Jesse Dunn, Mount Mansfield High School in Jericho, Vermont, had a nice crew up there. Is on the floor for Northeastern right now.
Andre Anderson over to Hain. Hain looks inside against the man-for-man. A couple of dribbles. Goes baseline. Tries to pump it up, and the ball is knocked and blocked. Goes out of bounds. Awarded to Vermont.
Vermont, with that great perimeter game, is really stretching the defense out now, Tony. It's a good time to put it on the floor and try to get something around the rim.
Fed into McLaughlin. He pumps up. It rims the hoop, but there's a whistle. What happened here?
I think they got Trevor Gaines on a illegal screen.
Well, that's number 2 against Trevor Gaines. Team 4th, non-shooting foul. But Trevor Gaines goes out of the ball game with 2, and Coppenrath comes back in. Another big crowd, the 3rd consecutive ball game on a 3-game homestand where they've packed this gym. And well, they should. With the ball to the right sideline as Bain feeds underneath, pumped up and in, and that basket goes to number 32, Dunn.
Once again, Bain getting inside, finding people, and that's going to be a problem. The 2 high percentage shots.
Left sideline, Andre Anderson out to Hain, whip to Goia. Goia with a 3. Yeah! Goia with 3 threes. He's trying to match Sorrentine, who has 5 of them. And the Catamounts lead at 33-21.
You like the patience Vermont's showing on the perimeter. They're just working the ball around till they get an open man.
West goes up with a shot, but he travels at the other end. And they're going to call a timeout here at the Patrick Gymnasium with 7:42 left in the first half. Let's take a break. Tour of Vermont property in the comfort of your own home. And Walter, it's amazing how quickly this season has gone. This is the last of 3 consecutive home games. Then the Catamounts only have 3 more home games against BU on Saturday the 2nd, against Binghamton on Wednesday the 13th, and then Sunday the 24th against Hartford. Penetration dumped off in the corner. Goia with a 3. Won't go. Rebound goes off now to Dunn. Northeastern comes up right to left on your radio dial. Dunn has it. He fires. He gets a 3.
That's the kid from Mount Mansfield High School. Had a nice career up here.
6'7" sophomore. Mount Mansfield Union High School.
Right.
Pressure. Grant Anderson back in the ball game from the corner. Goia. Goia hits again. Goia now has 4 threes.
Goia with the answer for Dunn's 3.
And Vermont up now is 36-24.
I think Vermont Tony is 9 for 13 from the 3-point area.
Unbelievable. Right sideline, Bain leading in, pumping it up. No good. Rebound, Goia, who just wrestled it away. Gives it over to Sorrentine. Sorrentine drives the lane under it and scoops out. It's good.
That was a great play.
Great athletic play by T.J. Sorrentine. I think he's got 21 points, unless I've lost count.
He's got to have the ball.
Pumped up and in underneath by number 4, and that would be Tim West. And West is the high scorer for this Northeastern ball club right now. He has 8 points.
The most Vermont's ever made in the game is 9 thus far this year, 3, and we got a whole half and 6 minutes to go.
Grant Anderson with the ball, sends it right. Sorrentine, 3 is going to be off the mark. He thought he got hit. Looked at the official said no. Northeastern comes into front court. Lofted to the right sideline. Here's Davis, left sideline. And a shot is up, blocked, but the putback is no good. But a second putback is good. Make it West with a putback.
Vermont looked like they were in the little 2-3 zone that time.
Vermont's lead now 10, 38-28 as Northeastern pecks away a little bit. Goes outside to Grant Anderson. Grant head of the key. Sends it right to Goia and throws it away. Goia can't control it. Goia was cutting left. The pass went to the right. Andre Anderson comes back in the ball game, and Grant Anderson goes off with 5:28 left to play in the first half.
Vermont basically attacking this team with 3 guards. Right now, they got 4 guards on the floor. They're in the 2-3 zone with Goia and Hain on the baseline with Coppenrath.
Not a bad idea to change up a defense.
That's right.
Bain with it. Up high it goes now to Davis. Goes to the right sideline. High post goes underneath. It's going to be laid up. No good on the run by West. Putback is up and good again by West. And he gets fouled on the play.
You know, Northeastern's hanging around, Tony. They're climbing back into this thing. They're saying, hey, if we could just take care of that arc game and defend that a little better, maybe we can get ourselves back into this thing.
All right, the high scorer is Tim West, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points. And he's to the line now to try to complete the 3-point play. They are hanging around. 38-30.
And one stat that's going against Vermont is the fact that Trevor Gaines is sitting on a bench there with 2 fouls.
Foul shot is no good. Rebounded by Hain. Quickly in the forecourt to Anderson. He comes outside the man-for-man defense. Goia with a 3. That's not going to go. Rebounded in there by Jesse Dunn. In forecourt, right sideline it goes now to Cranford. Cranford sends it off right. Long 3 is going to be up and no good by Davis. Rebound Vermont. Lead pass to Andre Anderson. He stops and he pops and he hits. So Anderson gets his first bucket of the ball game.
Anderson, once again, a timely shooter. Vermont struggling a little on the perimeter. He finds the bottom of the net.
And Vermont on your Lang Associates scoreboard leads by 10, 40-30, with 4:20 left to play. Kicked outside from the left corner, kicked inside. Ball almost stolen. Back to the outside. It goes to Bain. Penetration out to Davis. He tries to lay it up underneath. The ball is blocked. Stolen away by Vermont. Andre Anderson to Hain. Hain will lay it up on the run, and they're going to call an offensive foul, I think, against Hain.
No question about it. Vermont had the numbers, but they just couldn't get the thing done. Hain on the charge.
Hain was going to top speed. He draws his first foul. That's the 6th one against Vermont, 6 against Northeastern. Vermont leads with 4:01 left in the half. Vermont with 40 points on the board, visiting Huskies with 30.
Vermont in the 2-3 zone.
He'll be walked up over the timeline by Bain. Bain to the right sideline to Davis. Davis back to Bain. He'll fire up. He won't miss. He won't hit, and the ball goes off to Goia. Goia with the ball. Over to Sorrentine. Sorrentine has had some first half. Dribbling against the man-for-man. His double team gives to Coppenrath. Coppenrath along the baseline. One dribble, sends it outside to Anderson. Anderson trying to set it up again. Goes to Sorrentine. Looks inside. Over to Goia. Goia, a couple of dribbles back to Coppenrath. Coppenrath to the middle, pumps up around. It won't go, but he's fouled.
Little pick and roll, screen, high screen, going to the basket. They get him, and he gets himself to the foul line.
It goes against Londu, his second, but it's the 7th, a shooting foul anyway, as Coppenrath comes to the line with 2. Big Taylor aims, fires, hits. 2 for 3 from the foul line, an 86% foul shooter. The freshman from St. Johnsbury Academy in West Barnet, Vermont. Second one. Yes! So he makes 3 out of 4, and Vermont now leads it 42-30 with 3:14 left in the first half. You know, if you're a city of Vermont men's basketball, night and day, home and away on our Bank North Vermont Catamounts Sports Network. And as the timeout expires, Northeastern will walk the ball up from backcourt.
Northeastern themselves 4 for 9 from the 3-point area, not bad.
Davis with the ball, outside against the zone. Goes to Cranford along the right sideline. Couple of dribbles, gives it out to Dunn. Dunn feeds it off, and a slashing underhanded shot by Aaron Davis rings the bell. And Davis has a total of 8 points. Vermont's lead cut to 10. T.J. Sorrentine with the ball. Right sideline, it goes to Andre Anderson. Into McLaughlin. Kicks it out. Goia penetrating, reversing, pumping up on the run. It won't go. Rebound goes off to Northeastern. Cleared in there by Davis. Down they come. Feed it outside to Dunn quickly in the corner. Outside to Bain. Bain back to the left-hand corner. Low post left to the lane. Kicked outside. They reverse it back. Starting penetrating is Davis. The ball knocked out of his hands. No good. Shot is up. No good. And a whistle and a foul. I think it'll go against McLaughlin, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's another area, Tony, where Northeastern is picking up. They're really starting to get on that offensive board. They got 7 offensive rebounds. And I think that's what happens when you get into the 2-3 zone. And if you're not finding people putting the body on them, they're going to get some offensive rebounds. And this team is quick, good athletes. They're quick off their feet, and they're quick to the ball.
Londu, 1-1. He makes the first one. That was the 17th foul against Vermont.
I think that's their first point, I think, from the foul line. I'm not sure, but I think it is.
Yeah, you're right. Londu's second one also is good, so they're 2 for 2. And with 2:13 left to play in the first half, Grant Anderson comes back in the ball game. He'll feed it in from backcourt. Vermont leading it 42-34 in an explosive 3-point exhibition by the Catamounts. Andre Anderson with it. TJ has it pinned in the corner. Outlets, goes underneath the Coppenrath, who'll lay it up and in. And what a nice job looking inside by Grant Anderson.
Good patience against an over and aggressive defense. They feel like they're climbing back into this. Vermont showed some patience and got something out of the flow.
In the right-hand corner to the former Mount Mansfield star. It goes left. A long one by Cranford is wide of the mark. Here comes TJ. TJ dribbling around, stops, pops, and hits. And that's a three for Sorrentine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threes. 23 points I have. I don't know whether that's right or not.
Dunn got another three.
Dunn got a three there for Northeastern.
He answered it.
Aboard LangRealEstate.com. Tour of Vermont property in the comfort of your own home.
I tell you, the fans love the three-point game, but it's fool's gold, Tony. Gets you in and out of the games real quick.
Lead pass goes to Goia. Goia will take it to the basket, lay it up, no good. Went around to the right side. He was coming from the left. The rebound goes off to Northeastern. Northeastern down to a 10-point deficit now. They look inside against the 2-3 Vermont zone. Hancock out deep with it now. Dribbling, sends it left. Where the ball is Walker. Walker sends it right to Cranford. Cranford a couple of dribbles back of the key. Underneath it goes. It'll be pumped up and in. And the guy who's hurting Vermont is Tim West.
West, once again, really got himself good position inside the paint.
He's got 14 points, Walter.
Yeah.
And it's down to 47-39. Sorrentine to the middle, pumps up and hits. And he's fouled.
I don't think he's going to get the basket.
They're going to rub it out?
They're going to throw it out, but they're going to put him on the line for two.
18 foul against Northeastern. It goes against number 20. That's his first personal foul against Jamar Walker. But here comes Sorrentine to the line with 2 free throws.
He's a handful tonight. There's no question. I mean, they're trying to run him off the threes, Tony. He's getting himself to the basket as well.
Ames fires up. Yes.
Stepping in for Vermont, number 24, David Hain.
David Hain back in the ball game, and Goia gets a rest. We have 32 seconds left in the first half. Vermont leading it by 48-39. Second one by Sorrentine as he dips up and gets it. So the Catamounts have their 10-point lead once again, 49-39 now, with 32.3 seconds in the first half. And it's been a spectator's ball game, Walter.
And they're doing this with Mr. Double-Double on the bench. Trevor Gaines picked up the 2 fouls with about 7-8 minutes to go and has been on the bench.
That's 26 points for Sorrentine in the first half. And despite that, Northeastern's only down by 10. Shot clock is off. Hancock dribbling away, sends it left now to Cranford, back over to Hancock. With 10 seconds, they'll start moving. Here we go. 8 seconds. Hancock to the right sideline, shovels underneath. Ball knocked out of the hands of a player down low, and that would be West. Goes out of bounds, and let's see what they're calling here.
No, it's going to be
Northeastern's ball. 2.9 seconds on the clock. Vermont doesn't want to give up a basket here. In the corner, from the corner, a long one, he hits it. Fired up by Bain. Gene Bain, B-A-I-N, gets a 3 almost at the buzzer, and Vermont has to be content because of the 3 to leave the court at halftime with a 7-point lead over the Northeastern Huskies, 49-42. We'll be back after this message.
some points for them, and he's got to get back in there and get back on the board. And give Ron Everhart and his team a lot of credit. They just hung in there. And I'll tell you, the kid Jesse Dunn from Mount Mansfield and Jericho came in the basketball game, hits 2 twos. He's kind of a spark plug for them. So this thing is a long way from over. Vermont's got to get back to where it was with their balanced scoring instead of this 26 from one guy and 12 from the other. Oh,
it's going to be a real battle, I think, as Grant Anderson, to start the second half, passes the ball in to Sorrentine. Man-for-man defense all the way by the Huskies of Northeastern. Up high to Coppenrath. Right it goes to Andre Anderson. Andre dribbles around, feeds it in low post to Trevor Gaines, and there is a push foul against Northeastern. Goes against number 4, West. That's his second, and the first one of the second half.
It was a very determined Trevor Gaines who really got them going before.
Sorrentine from the corner. That's not going to go. Trevor Gaines with a rebound, lays it up and in. That's what we got to get going.
Exactly. Trevor closed out the last game against UNH. The last 15 minutes, he was such a leader and such a warrior.
Vermont 51, Northeastern 42. Start of things in the second half. Drive underneath. There's going to be a foul. I thought he may have traveled on that, but they didn't call it.
It's going to be on Trevor Gaines, which is, I think, that's a big problem. Third.
Yeah, it is. That's his third, isn't it, Walter?
Big decision for the coaching staff.
Number 3 who was fouled is Londu. He will get 2. The first one is up, and yes.
Londu out of Montreal is also making a nice contribution.
51-43 the score of Vermont, and the second one is no good. And Trevor Gaines, who had 7 rebounds in the first half, picks it off there. Gives it to Sorrentine. Right corner to Anderson. Anderson fires. Anderson will not hit. The rebound goes off now to Bain, and here comes Northeastern left to right. Driving is Bain, pumping it up on the run and in. Good body control by Gene Bain, B-A-I-N, full court pressure. Coppenrath in backcourt, looking for Sorrentine. He's going to have to dribble up part of it. Comes over the 10-second line, right sideline. The big guy is in front court. Out it comes now to Grant Anderson, fed into Trevor Gaines, goes the baseline, pumps it up and in, and he got fouled on a reverse move. What are they going to call, though? They're not going to allow the basket?
They got him for a push before. No continuation on that one. It's too bad. But once again, Trevor raring to go. Got to be careful with the 3.
Vermont with 1 foul in the first half. There was a foul against number 4. That's his third. And as they start picking up the action, a whistle halts play. They give the ball to Vermont. Into Coppenrath, left to the lane. Taylor, reverse move, pumps up and in. Fought for position and got it. And Vermont leads at 53-45.
That's what Vermont needs, some balance in their scoring. They're going inside, trying to get some people involved in the inside play.
Up high is Davis with the basketball, outside to Bain. Vermont playing it strictly man-for-man. The Catamounts up by 8. On the left sideline, comes back to the key now to Cranford. Cranford driving left of the lane, stops, pops, and hits. So Cranford rings the bell with a 2. And the score, 53-47, Vermont. Yep. Just 2 minutes have expired here in the second half. They're really on Sorrentine. They double-team him. Goes out to Grant Anderson. Drives, pumps up on a run. It won't fall. He had a good position on that. Wouldn't fall. Here comes Northeastern. Bain coming down. Comes to the lane. Feeds it outside to Cranford. In the middle. Cranford stops, pops, and hits.
Cranford all on his own, all individual offense. That's what Northeastern's all about. Pushing the ball and creating individual offensive opportunities.
Vermont's once good-sized lead is down to 4 now, 53-49. Into Trevor Gaines, turns, goes up with a shot. No good, rebound Northeastern. They can get within 2. Bain with it, sends it right. Davis fires, and Davis hits a 3. Davis hits a 3, and the Catamount lead is down to 1. 53-42, or 52 rather. as Sorrentine brings the ball up. A lot of time left in this one, just under 17 minutes. Andre Anderson feeds it inside. They're going to call a foul on number 3. That would be Londu. And if I'm correct, that's his 3rd personal foul.
You're absolutely right, Tony. Londu just trying to force Coppenrath off his position, picked up the foul.
David Hain is in the ball game, and Grant Anderson goes out. With 16:53 left to play in the ball game, Vermont with a slender 1-point lead, and Northeastern has come out flying. Hain will feed the ball in. Looking. Coppenrath short jumper is not going to go. They battle for the rebound. Gaines has it. Trevor to the middle, pumps up and around, and in the count. Around and in. River. Tom Brennan was holding his breath on that one, and he got fouled on the play.
Give Trevor, first of all, he got the second opportunity with the rebound. Then he got himself to the rim. Then he got himself to the foul line looking for the old-fashioned three-point play. This kid plays with great determination.
He realized that you can't do it with just 1 or 2 men, and he really is doing a great job here at the start of the second half. That foul went against number 32. That's his first foul. Jesse Dunn, the young man from Mount Mansfield Union High School. Gaines' foul shot is good. So he completes the three-point play. Trevor Gaines with 5 points, all in the second half. Catamounts lead it by 4, 56-52. Bain, who is dangerous, gives it off now to Davis. Davis holds the ball. Davis trying to go against Andre Anderson. Kicks out, the ball is almost stolen. Retained in there by Cranford. Shot is going to be up, no good. And Coppenrath with a rebound. Comes into forecourt, Sorrentine with it. Sorrentine backing off left sideline. Drives down. Feeds it off to Trevor Gaines, who will two-hand stuff it. What a nice feed from Sorrentine.
Sorrentine once again broke the defense down with the dribble, got inside. Very creative. And we got a foul here, too. We got a blocking foul against, I think,
Northeastern. Vermont now leading it by 6, 58-52. Burke Bennett draws the foul.
By the Vermont coaching staff, because he did pick up his 3rd early in the second half, but they elected to stay with him because things just weren't going out well for them.
All right, Vermont inbounds the ball. Sorrentine has it in front court to Hain, into Trevor Gaines. Left-hand hooker is up and good. He had somebody in front of him and in back of him.
What you like, his teammates are getting the basketball. He's got the hot hand, just that they did in the first half with Sorrentine. When he's hot, they got him the ball. It's good basketball.
And Vermont now leads at 60-52, but Bain banks one in from outside, and it becomes 60-54 Vermont.
Vermont having a very difficult time defending the dribble.
Up high to Sorrentine, gives it off to Andre Anderson. Anderson back to Sorrentine. He had a notion. Being played very closely. Feeds underneath to Gaines, who will pump it up and in. So there's Gaines again.
But Sorrentine's drawing the defense, the attention of the defense. Now he's making a play on the assist.
And Vermont leads at 62-54. Dunn from outside. Yes, he hits.
Dunn, I mean, this kid's coming out of nowhere. He must have got some home cooking. He must have gone to his home in Jericho and had dinner tonight, because he's 3 for 3 from three-point land.
And Vermont's lead down to 5, 62-57. David Hain with the ball. Kicks it outside to Sorrentine. They're on him. He's double-teamed. Goes to the left, and he's fouled as they double-team him. And let's see against whom that foul will go. Goes against number 5, Bain. That's his second. And the team's 6th, Walter, in the second half. Vermont only has 1.
Getting back to Dunn. He's only scored 9 points all season. He's got 9 here already. I think he's got 11 here.
He loves the home. There's Trevor Gaines laying it up and in, and he's fouled on the play as they work it in from the right corner. So Gaines is lighting it up.
What Vermont's doing, Tony, they had the Big 3 game. It's a decoy right now. Everything's going down inside because Northeastern is trying to run them off the threes. They're defending the three very well, but Vermont is counteracting with the dump down passes inside. Gaines is doing a great job of finishing.
Gaines with 13 points in the second half. He's been the difference. He goes to the line to complete the three-point play, and he does. The Catamounts now lead it 65-57, and it's been almost all Trevor Gaines in the second half. But they collapse on Sorrentine. They guard him, and he works it inside.
Now Vermont, what the Vermont has to get together is their defense, Tony. Stop that penetration and get some more pressure up on those jump shooters.
Bain with the ball. In low. Burke Bennett, turnaround shot, no. Up it goes. Dunn goes up with a shot underneath, and a whistle halts play. And I think that the Mount Mansfield youngster, Jesse Dunn, 6'7" sophomore, was fouled on that play. It goes against Hain, his second.
Ron Everhart found another player up here in Vermont with Jesse Dunn. I'll tell you, Tony, once again, I'm looking at his stats. Total of 9 points and 5 rebounds all year, and he's way beyond that in this ball game as he makes the first.
He came into this ball game with only 5 foul shots that he took, made 2 for 5. He's 1 for 1 here right now as the Catamounts lead it by 7. Second one by Dunn is up in the air. He made them both. He's not afraid to play in front of the hometown fans, is he? There's a steal by Northeastern, and it's going to be a jump ball. And the arrow points in favor of Northeastern.
He and Taylor Coppenrath are the only 2 members of the America East from the state of Vermont.
There you go. Northeastern inbounds the ball to Bain. Vermont playing it man for man. They showed a 2-3 zone in the first half. Bain dribbling. Up high it goes to Burke Bennett. He goes down the lane. He kicks it outside, and Dunn fires up a 3 and hits it.
And he's going to get a 4-point play opportunity, fouling a 3-point shooter. Dunn made 4 threes, I believe, tonight, Tony. Vermont had to show some respect, got up on his shooter, but they got up too much on him, and he's going to have an opportunity to make a rare 4-point play.
He is really scoring here. 4 threes. Youngster from Jericho. Foul shot is up, and he banks it in.
15? That was his 15th point off the bench, Tony. A guy that's averaging about 3 minutes a game.
Well, he's found himself here in the Green Mountain State. Vermont's lead is just down to 2. Hain will drive, lay it up, and miss. He got good position, but didn't finish it off. Lead pass underneath. Pumped up on a run. It's not going to go, and there's a whistle and foul.
They're going to get Goia. I mean, good transitioned offense that time by Northeastern. A real hard push. It's the way they want to play. Pressure defense and push it on the offensive end.
And Aaron Davis will come to the line, and he'll get a pair. He had 8 in the first half and a 3 in the second half. He's got 11 points.
Vermont had it up to 8, Tony. Now they're back looking at a 2-point.
They only have a 2-point lead right now, 65-63. And his foul shot, yes. Now they have a 1-point lead. He was fouled in the act of shooting. He'll get a second, a chance to tie it up. Vermont's in a real battle here tonight, despite the great 3-point shooting in the first half. Davis ties it up. Ties it up at 65-65 on the Lang Associates scoreboard. David Hain will bring the ball up. Hain over the timeline, right sideline. Dribbles to the left. Looking to get to Sorrentine, and Sorrentine is muscled underneath. They don't want him loose.
Northeastern foul number 5, Team Bain. That's his 3rd.
Goes against Bain, number 3, but it's the 7th, so we go 1-1 with Sorrentine to the line. Sorrentine with 26 points in the first half has yet to score in the second half.
Sorrentine, once again, a marked man after that great first half, Tony. He's doing it off the dribble right now, and they're doing everything to make sure he doesn't get free as he makes the first.
Sorrentine gets the first one. Vermont with a 1-point lead, 66-65. on our Lang Associates scoreboard. Sorrentine to the line once again. Second one up. Bingo. He's got that one. He's an 86% foul shooter. Makes them now, and the Catamounts lead it by 2.
Vermont's got to put a couple of stops back to back. They're doing it on the offensive end. They're getting what they want, but they just got to stop this club.
With the ball on the dribble is Walker. Goes up high to Burke Bennett. Burke Bennett starts reversing, feeds underneath, bobbled momentarily. Cranford turnaround, no. Rebound underneath, and it goes out of bounds. Goes to Vermont.
Good break once again, just like New Hampshire the other night. What they'll do, they'll flash pivot, get guys down inside, and get high percentage shots.
They inbound it to Coppenrath in backcourt. Gives it over to Sorrentine. 12:45 left to play. 67 Vermont, 65 Northeastern. Sorrentine against the man-for-man defense. They double-team him. He picks up the dribble, sends it outside, almost stolen. Rescued by Andre Anderson. Goia from the corner, in and out. And he was fouled, and he's down on the floor. It looks like he's in pain. Did they call a foul on...
well, they did. He's going to get 3, and they're talking it over because...
Talking it over on the bench in front of Vermont with Tom Brennan.
Right.
We'll have to wait and see what they decide. And Goia went down real hard and stayed down for a while. He's a tough freshman. He's up. He's shaking his hands. He's going to stay in the ball game.
Vermont was calling for the flagrant, and I think they had a case there, Tony. They didn't get it.
They didn't get it, no.
But they were talking about it because Goia, once again, a marked man, don't let him have the look at the 3, and he was wide open, and they came charging out at him.
And he had 4 threes in the first half, 12 points. So he goes to the line now, and he's going to have 3 free throws. How important. Still a lot of time left, but every point counts.
Oh, no question.
As Goia gets 3 free throws. First one is up and good.
That was the 19th foul for Northeastern, so the next one, Vermont will be
double bonus
all the way.
Vermont leads it by 3, 68-65. 12 and a half minutes left to play. Second one, Goia. That's no good. So he's 1 for 2 right now. He has the third one coming up. Yeah, they were yelling for the deliberate foul, weren't they?
This team is excited, though, Northeastern. They think they're back into this game, which they are.
And Goya's second one won't go either. So he makes 1 for 3. And a rebound goes off to Northeastern. Northeastern down by 3 against the Catamounts. In front court with the ball is Walker. Up high to Dunn. Goes right to Davis, back to Dunn, up high to Walker. Vermont playing it man for man. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. As Walker will penetrate, pump it up and in. And a nice move by Walker, his first bucket of the ball game. And Vermont's lead cut to just 1.
They did a nice clear out that time for Walker.
And there's Coppenrath dribbling and getting fouled in backcourt by Dunn.
Now Vermont's got a great bonus situation going for them, Tony. It's a 10-team foul. They'll be shooting 2 all the way, and they just got to take advantage of that. You got to step up and make them. Goia, unfortunately, only was good 1 of 3 on the last opportunities.
You got Coppenrath and you got Sorrentine who can really make foul shots, so you want the ball in their hands. Here's Coppenrath, an 86% foul shooter. First one is up, rattles around and drops in. So on this ball game, he is 4 for 5. The other night against the New Hampshire Wildcats, he was 14 out of 15. Coppenrath's second one, bingo, he's got that one. And you're right about that, Walter. And there's a timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this break on the Bank North Vermont Catamount Sports Network.
3 in the second half, Tony. And the other, Jesse Dunn, coming in, 15 points. There's a young man that scored 9 points the entire season. He gets here in front of the home crowd, and he's having a career night.
You got to feel good for him. Here's Walker with a basketball.
Tom Brennan doesn't.
No, I know he doesn't. Neither do we, really. With the ball now is Cranford stopping and popping and hitting with a short jumper.
Cranford's coming alive, too.
70-69, Vermont by 1. Sorrentine with the ball. And the Huskies feel they're really in this ball game, and they are. Sorrentine dribbling left of the lane, stops, feeds it outside to Trevor Gaines. Got screened for a moment. Gaines with the ball, picks up the dribble, goes outside to Andre Anderson. Close checking Northeastern man-for-man defense. Sorrentine from the corner had a hunch. Did not do it. Dribbles outside now. 8 on the shot clock. Sorrentine goes underneath, will feed underneath. The ball is deflected and stolen, and here comes Davis with it. Davis almost had a discontinued dribble. They didn't call anything as Walker has it. Catamounts just up by 1. So Northeastern, if they score, can take the lead. 10:38 left to play in the second half. Westwood goes on the left sideline to Dunn. Kicks it out deep to Walker, and Walker backs off. 10:27 left, 9 on the shot clock. Stop and pop, Walker, it won't go. Rebound, Trevor Gaines. Gaines off the board with a basketball, gives to Sorrentine. Sorrentine dribbling down on the left sideline. Sorrentine splits him and is fouled.
Now remember, two shots all the way for Vermont. Huge factor. Vermont got 14 fouls, and that's a big factor with 10-10 to go in a basketball game. But once again, Tony, you got to step up and make these things.
Third personal foul against Jesse Dunn, and his Sorrentine to the line. Vermont is down by 1. First one is up. It's good. Rather's up by 1, I should say. Now they're up by 2, right, Walter? 71-69.
Vermont's just having a very difficult time.
Grant Anderson comes back in the ball game.
On the defensive end, Tony, this team is just pushing the ball hard to the rim. And when Vermont puts all their guards on the floor, they'll just do some flash pivots, and they'll get some high percentage shots.
And Sorrentine's second one rattles around a little bit in the cylinder, but goes through. He's 4 for 4 from the line in the second half, and Vermont has a 3-point lead. It's lost at the other end by Ricky Cranford as they try to feed it into him.
Once again, David Haynes stepping up with a... this is Sorrentine's first 30-point game.
Okay.
With those foul shots.
Sorrentine with the ball. Sorrentine stops and pops from outside and hits the 3. That's his first bucket of the second half, although he was 4 for 4 from the line. And let's see, what has he got? 33 points now.
After 10 first half 3-pointers, that's Vermont's first 3-pointer in the second half.
Nice move underneath, missed, tipped up, no good. And Trevor Gaines off the board. What a job he's doing off that board. As Vermont leads 75-69. Sorrentine from outside hits another 3. Wow! This place is just going bananas. And Northeastern has to call for a timeout. We'll be back after this break on the Bank North Vermont Catamount Sports Network.
Sorrentine has 9 more minutes to break the record. But that's not important right now. The important thing is that they get the W.
All right, Northeastern now down 78-69, brings the ball up to the right sideline. Bain with the ball. Gives it on the right sideline to Cranford. Up high to Dunn. Back it goes to Cranford. Davis penetrating, fadeaway shot's going to be up and no good. And it's batted around and knocked out of bounds by Trevor Gaines. He really skied for that one.
You know what it is, Tony? We talk about stops. Vermont's stopping them right now. They're on an 8-0 run because they're stopping them. The offense is taking care of itself, but they're stopping Northeastern.
Davis with the ball, comes to the middle, kicks it outside, holding there West. Goes deep now to Bain. Vermont leading at 78-69 with 8:42 left to play. Bain will fire from outside. It won't go. And they battle for the rebound. Touch last in there by Northeastern's West. He was fighting for possession with Trevor Gaines. And Vermont has the ball under full court pressure. Comes into Hain. Hain in backcourt will bring it up. Over the timeline with 8.5 minutes left to play. Sorrentine up high to Grant Anderson. In the left corner it goes to Hain. Hain kicks it out to Trevor Gaines. Right it goes to Andre Anderson. Up high to Grant Anderson. Out to Sorrentine, around, in and out. That one was halfway down the cylinder and came out.
Well, you like the way Vermont ran their stuff that time and got a good open look.
There's a foul against Grant Anderson as the Vermonter from Jericho, Jesse Dunn, tried to go up with a shot. Grant Anderson's first personal foul of the ball game, and Vermont's 5th. But remember, Vermont, on every Northeastern foul against them, goes to the line with 2 free throws. Now to the line, Jesse Dunn.
Northeastern not in a bonus situation yet, with Vermont only with the 5 team fouls. Is Dunn with a career night. I believe that's his 16th point.
3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 18 points. Trevor Gaines gets a big ovation as he gets a rest.
Missed the double-double again, Tony. Comes at halftime with 0 points. Trevor Gaines, he goes to the bench with 14 big points thus far in the second half.
Coppenrath is back in. Dunn's second one. Yes. And he was listed as only 2 for 5 in the early going. He didn't have that many. Coppenrath with the ball in backcourt. Gives it over to Andre Anderson. Catamounts lead it by 7. 78-71. 7:50 left to play. Sorrentine with the ball. Up high to Hain. Back over to Sorrentine. Drives to the lane. Kicks it outside. Andre Anderson will fire up. Rebound by Coppenrath, and he's fouled from behind.
Good play. They deflected the shot. Deflected the shot by Andre Anderson, and Coppenrath got his hands on it and made a strong move to the basket, got himself to the foul line.
That's the 4th personal foul against Tim West. Of course, Northeastern is over the bonus situation as Coppenrath comes to the line. First one is up good.
West is having a big game, so that's a big problem for them.
Coppenrath only has 2 buckets, one in the first half, one in the second, but he has 6 for 7 from the foul line, and he makes that one. And the Catamounts now lead it 80-71 with 7:44 left to play in the ball game. Older by 9, 80-71.
Vermont with it using 3 guards all evening, Tony, to try to handle some of this pressure coming from Northeastern.
Bain brings the ball down. Vermont playing it man for man. Gets the pick, goes to the right, goes underneath, kicks it in the corner. A 3 from the corner, yes! Number 12, that would be Aaron Davis. And so Vermont's lead is down to 6 as Sorrentine brings it up. Sorrentine with 36 points on the night. To Hain, up deep to Coppenrath. Andre Anderson with it. Andre kicks it up high to Coppenrath. Coppenrath in the corner. Hain with it. Drives the baseline. Almost loses. Gives to Sorrentine. 10 on the shot clock. From outside, Trevor Gaines no good. Ball is loose. Picked up in there by Northeastern. They come down trailing by 6. Up high with the ball, Davis. Davis. Low post. The ball is stolen away by Trevor Gaines. They're going to call a foul on him, though, from behind. And if that's right, it'll be his 4th.
It won't be a shooting situation, but it's a huge foul for Vermont. Trevor Gaines with 4. Grant Anderson off the bench. Looks like he's going to come in. And Vermont has a big decision. That's
Vermont's 16th foul and a half.
Here's a guy that's been the mainstay for the most part in the second half, going to the bench with 4 fouls. That is Trevor Gaines.
Penetration, scooped up, no. Tipped up, no. Again, pumped up, no. And a rebound goes off to Vermont. Sorrentine with the ball. Man for man by the Northeastern Huskies, who have been very aggressive on defense.
Moving without the basketball is very important against this kind of pressure.
Grant Anderson feeding in. They call a foul on Dunn. Pushing off against Taylor Coppenrath. And against Dunn unofficially, that's his 4th foul.
Once again, be looking at 2. Vermont 11 for 13 in the second half from the foul line.
And here's Coppenrath to the line with a chance to add 2 more points to Vermont's 6-point lead. First one is up, bingo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 9 in the ball game. 9, no, it didn't go that time. Ball is loose. Picked up in there by Londu. And here come the Huskies left to right with 6:19 left on the clock, and Vermont by 7. pumped up on the run. They're going to call a foul on Vermont.
I think they got Sorrentine. I don't think that's going to be, well, it's a 1-on-1. Everybody's bonus now.
That's the 7th, yep.
Bain's a tough guy. He's a handful on the dribble. Had a little isolation that time with Sorrentine. Got him to the rim.
Bain's first one, yes.
Northeastern is doing a very good job from the foul line as well, Tony. Not a real good foul shooting team coming in, but thus far in the second half,
they're making him in this game, yep.
Exactly. And Jesse Dunn going to the bench with 17 points for Northeastern.
And a second one by Bain rings the bell, and Northeastern moves closer. The Vermont lead is 5, 81-76, with still a full 6 minutes left to play. From outside, Hain shot up, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Who's it given to? And there's a foul, I think.
I think it's going to be on Cranford.
Northeastern foul number 22, Ricky Cranford. That's his second.
And it's going to put Grant Anderson, that is, on the foul line, looking at 2.
Grant Anderson, who is yet to score. He's been in and out of the ball game, mostly on the bench. He'll get 2, though, and how important as we get to 6:03 left on the clock. Grant Anderson dips. The first one is up. Yes.
Grant understands, Tony. He's got to step up. With Trevor Gaines on the bench, you need all the help you can get on the glass. Coppenrath cannot do it by himself.
Second one, yes, again, by Grant Anderson. Made them both, and the Catamounts now lead it 83-76. We're under 6 minutes left to play, and Vermont now going back in a 2-3 zone.
Good. Maybe they'll stop some of that penetration, but what they got to make sure is that they don't get beat up on the glass as a result.
Londu, right sideline to Davis. Davis circling to the left in the high post. Feeds it off to the right corner. Coming out of there is Cranford. Picks up the dribble. Looks inside. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bain has it. 6 seconds. Bain will fire, and Bain will not hit, and the rebound goes to Grant Anderson. And here come the Catamounts, right to left, leading it 83-76. Shot is blocked at the other end. Lead pass of Solo is going to be laid up and in. If you want to foul him, that's by Ricky Cranford. He has 8 points in the second half. Vermont by 5 now, with 5:09 left to play. And Sorrentine backs it off and circles to the right. Sorrentine with a bounce pass to Hain. Back to Sorrentine. Goes to Andre Anderson. Into Coppenrath. Coppenrath, a short jumper. No, won't go. And here come the Huskies with Cranford in possession. Cranford penetrating. Pumping it up on the run. No. Rebound goes to Andre Anderson. 3-on-2. Fed right to Sorrentine. He'll stop. He'll pop. He'll hit the 3. Sorrentine with another 3. And he has broken the record with 9. Broke Eddie Benton's record.
But more importantly, he's given Vermont some more breathing room in this ball game tonight.
Vermont back in the 2-3, leading at 86-78. Short jumper rings the bell by Cranford, who's been red hot in the second half. He has 10 points.
Cranford's been killing him with that little pull-up jump shot, about 12, 15-foot shot. 30-second time. But the thing is, now they got Trevor Gaines back on the floor with Coppenrath.
Vermont's ball coming right to left in your radio dial in a cliffhanger here as the Catamounts lead it by 6. A lot of time left. Andre Anderson, couple of dribbles, goes to the right sideline, comes over the timeline, circles to the right, goes in the corner, comes back out, gives it to Sorrentine. Sorrentine dribbling, now under 4 minutes left to play. Vermont by 6. 86-80. 13 on the shot clock. As Sorrentine gives in the high post to Coppenrath. Back out to Sorrentine. 7 on the shot clock. He will pump up on the run. He will hit! It's a 3 again!
Tony, how did he do it that time? I don't know. They were all over him, but he found a way to get the shot off and the ball in the basket. That's his 10th.
Unbelievable as Vermont now leads it 89-80. And a foul will go against Vermont.
And it's on Sorrentine. A little hand check on Hancock.
I think that's the 10th one he's made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The record was 8 by Eddie Benton. Foul goes against Sorrentine, number 2 against him, as number 1 Jermaine Hancock comes to the line, and he will get 1 and 1. First one is up. It is no good. Tipped up, no good. They battle for the rebound. Taken by Hayne. And the Catamounts have the ball. And a 9-point lead with 3:22 left to play. And Sorrentine will bring it up over the timeline. On the left sideline, dribbling away. Gives to Trevor Gaines. And what happened here?
I got a timeout.
Vermont did? All right, Vermont calling for a timeout. Walter, this has been a game of spurts. I don't think so, right?
I don't think so, no, not for Eddie.
But that's Eddie Benton's
the
right.
last time someone got 40, exactly.
Okay, Vermont's ball. They'll feed it in. Leading it by 9. Goes in backcourt to T.J. Sorrentine. Sorrentine over the 10-second line. They double-team him. He gets the pass away to Coppenrath. Coppenrath holds it, dribbles, feeds it outside to Hayne. They'll run a little clock here with 3:01 left to play. In the corner, Sorrentine from the corner. Yeah, again! His 11th three-pointer. 11th three-pointer for T.J. Sorrentine. The Catamounts by 12. Off-balance shot, but a basket at the other end by Davis, and he was fouled on the play.
But what you like is Sorrentine got off the ball in terms of the dribble, Tony. He went to his spot. His team ran some clock, and he had a wide-open three from the corner. You really love to see that kind of basketball. Bringing the clock down, finding the guy with the hot hand at the end of the play.
All right, to the line is Davis. The foul shot is up and good. So your score reads with 2:40 left to play. Vermont 92 and Northeastern 83. They try to double team near the 10-second line on Andre Anderson, and a whistle and a foul.
Now what's Vermont running a little keep away, Tony, spreading it out a little.
Foul went against Bain. That's his 4th foul of the ball game, and they've been in the double bonus for a long time.
And when you play slow and you do these kinds of things, you got to play perfect. And when I mean perfect, you got to get to that foul line and make them, because Northeastern can cash in on this situation.
Andre Anderson's foul shot is up, around and in. Looked like it was going out, went high in the air and came back in.
Normally when you hit the back of the rim on a foul shot, Tony, you don't make them. But
that's right. So Vermont now with a 10-point lead, 93-83, 2:32 left on the clock. Andre dips, second one up. Yeah, he got that too. And the Catamounts now with an 11-point lead, 94-83, 2:33 left to play. The Catamounts trying to win their 12th consecutive.
Eddie Benton had 45 against Hartford in 96, and he had 54 against Drexel in 94. And that's within reason.
All right, here comes Northeastern with a basketball in front court. Bain pumps it up around and in as he fought for position and got a 2-pointer. 2:20 left to play. Vermont's lead is 9, 94-85. They double-team the ball and knock it out of his hands, but they foul David Hayne.
Well, it's the gamble they got to take, Tony. They're coming hard with the double team. Vermont's handling it. They're spreading the floor. But once again, it's a matter of getting up to that foul line and getting that done.
I got 19 in the second half for Sorrentine, plus 26. Is that correct?
Well, he's got 20. He's got 45 right
45,
now.
That's right. Hayne cans the first foul shot.
And that's the most important point right now, is keeping his 10-point lead with 2:11 to go.
David Haynes, second one up. Yes, that rings the bell also. And the Catamounts with an 11-point lead again with 2:09 left to play. They get their money's worth here tonight. Here's Bain, kick it in the corner. Dunn from the corner, no. Rebound. Bain, turnaround shot's going to be no good. Rebound, David Haynes with 1:55 left to play, and Vermont 11-point lead.
And Vermont's no hurry on the offensive end of the floor. They're very content to get to that line the way they're shooting foul shots.
T.J. Sorrentine is handling the ball. He throws it up for Trevor Gaines, and Trevor Gaines just pumps it up and in.
I don't know how many assists. I can't keep track of his assists and his threes, but I don't think he has as many assists as threes tonight, which is unusual.
There's a walk violation against number 22. That would be Ricky Cranford. And now with 1:27 left to play in Vermont with a 13-point lead, I think they have their 12th consecutive victory, Walter. 7-0 in America East.
Now you're going to get an opportunity to get Sorrentine a big hand.
Sorrentine with the ball in backcourt. They don't want to foul him. He just comes to the line and makes them. They back off a little bit. I think they realize the ball game now is out of reach. Sorrentine dribbling, driving down through the lane, pumps up on a run, no good. Trevor Gaines with a putback. Trevor Gaines with a monster second half, and the Catamounts have 100 points. They lead by 15. From the corner, a long shot is up. Davis, no good. Sorrentine has the ball stolen away, and it's laid up and in by Davis. Academic.
Sorrentine made his first mistake tonight. He got stripped.
Vermont 100, Northeastern 87. 47 seconds left. David Hain in backcourt gets fouled by number 14, Toby Britton, who played a lot at the Northeastern game down in Boston.
They're going to take Sorrentine out.
They're going to take Sorrentine out and give him a big hand, as they should. He's standing at center court as number 24, David Hain, comes to the line, and the double bonus has been in effect for a long time. First one is up, around, and in. And the Catamounts have 101 points. And here comes Sorrentine off the court. Listen.
What a game. That's the understatement of the year, saying, what a game, huh, Tony?
Yeah, that's right. Here's David Hain to the line. Second one. Bingo.
I think Vermont was 20 for 23 in the second half on the from the foul line.
All right, now seconds ticking away. Vermont has their winning streak still going, extending it to 12. Shot no good, rebounded by Northeastern, and from way outside it's pumped up. Hancock no good. Hancock pumps it up, no good. And a whistle and a foul.
We're going to go the other way, and looks like
offensive foul.
Yep.
Corey McLaughlin will come in, and they'll have a big hand for Trevor Gaines, who had a monster second half. Yeah. Listen again.
I think he, once again, unofficial, I think he had 18, Tony, in the second half. We were concerned. He's missed the double-double, as I call him. He had 10 rebounds, I know that.
And now Northeastern will not challenge the ball with 12 seconds remaining, and Vermont leading it handily, 102-87. And the big crowd rising and applauding this ball club, which has now won 12 in a row and is 7-0 in the America East. Your final score here at the Patrick Gymnasium: Vermont 102 and Northeastern 87. The Steve Gentile Smith Barney postgame show comes next, right here on the Bank.
Catamounts fans, we hope to see you back here at the next home game for the men's team. Saturday, February 2nd, 1 p.m. when the Catamounts host Boston University. That's Saturday, February 2nd, 1 p.m. Thank you for coming out tonight. Please drive home safely.